Welcome to the channel, everybody. OreoOlive.com. You know, Oreo and olives don't mix, but the abstract thought of putting those two words together has enlightened me to create a channel to discuss various topics. And people, you all remember the classic Fresh Prince courtroom episode with Malcolm-Jamal Warner. We're going to go ahead and get into it. We'll come back with our commentary here in just a second. Let's check this out.
Oh, Mama's gonna buy a new Gucci bag from the store.
We're home, everybody.
Malcolm came in clean in the suit.
Good evening, Mrs. Banks, Mr. Banks. How wonderful it is to see the whole family spending time together. I thought that only happened on the Cosby Show.
I like that line right there because, you know, both of the families, of course, spent time together playing games and different things. But I like how he slid that line into there. It was like later on, once I watched this over and over, that I caught that. But this is pretty cool.
Well, Eric, son, you're back early. Oh, well, you know me, sir. I wouldn't want to violate your curfew.
Ain't his curfew, he worried about you violating.
Will always had the lines.
Another chapter.
Damn, Eric. Didn't you see me backing out the driveway?
Oh, I don't believe this. Your piece of junk just backed into the custom fender of a $35,000 automobile, pal. You're gonna have to
I wish BMW was about 35,000, but anyway, we all know that
turn
story.
in a lot of soda cans to pay for that. Hey, I got a whole living room full of soda cans.
Oh, man.
And I stopped to buy gloves. Could you just die?
Why, hello, everyone. Nice day, isn't it?
I don't have to answer that.
Oh, Mr. Banks, I just wanted to wish you good luck.
Son, I'm not the one who's going to need luck. I'm not only going to win, I'm going to chew you up and spit you out.
I seen him do a lot of chewing. But I ain't never seen him spit nothing out.
And everyone, I wanted to bring up this scene because we all know, and let's just most definitely talk about what we saw here, because this wasn't just a funny episode itself. This was a whole cultural callback. And we all know that Malcolm-Jamal Warner, aka Theo from the Cosby Show, of his recent passing the other day, and condolences go out to his family. But just last week, I was just watching some different episodes of Fresh Prince, and this scene was one of the ones that I watched, and I wanted to just definitely do a little bit of a commentary on it. But we all know how Theo was in the Cosby Show, but to see him transition over and come on to this scene in the Fresh Prince was definitely him playing a polished attorney named Eric. And if you remember who raised Theo, you got Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable, who was the OBGYN, but you also had Clair Huxtable, one of TV's most powerful Black female attorneys and lawyers. And this scene feels like a quiet nod to the legacy, because it's like Theo grew up and followed his mother's footsteps. And here it is, not just in court, but him holding his own, going toe to toe with Will and Uncle Phil in the court. And we know Uncle Phil was a powerful attorney himself from the different various episodes we saw. But I love how this episode balances a little bit of comedy, and I also like how it shows class, because Eric isn't just stiff. He wasn't just stiff in here. Actually, this wasn't just good casting, but this was quite a tribute to the characters and the actors who shaped the excellence of Black TV. So most definitely, shout out to the Fresh Prince, shout out to the Cosby Show, and salute to Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Once again, condolences go out to his family at this time for his recent passing. But these are different moments that deserve a second look on television, because when you go and you watch these shows like I do, I mean, I literally watch a lot of these 80s and 90s shows, particularly Fresh Prince, The Cosby Show, A Different World, and you begin to grow up and you see what TV was about. You see all these different things that come on that teach you about real life, and even just the fact of being able to see some of the members cross over to different shows. For example, Jeffrey that we saw in here, there was a crossover for him going into an episode of Living Single. And so he showed up on the scene because he was going to be, they was looking for someone to clean the house, and Khadijah wasn't having it. But however, one of her roommates then hired a cleaner, and it ended up being Jeffrey making a guest appearance onto the show. And so you were able to see different people from different 80s and 90s shows. They were going over and crossing over to doing cameo appearances on other shows. And it's so interesting how some of the roles that they played in the former show that they were on, they transitioned into bringing some part of that role to the different scenes. Now, as we saw here, which is what I caught very, very quickly, was even though Theo didn't know what he was wanting to be once he grew up, it's so interesting to see that he then was an attorney and his mom was an attorney in the Cosby Show and everything. And so I'm definitely going to be looking out for more of these particular videos here. I absolutely love just seeing these scenes because it is such a pleasure being able to see these and see how the characters go from one show to the other. And you already know that Claire's DNA was already in them all over, because you know what? Claire didn't raise no fools. And you know she was hard on the kids in the show, but that's what we need in society, in our households now, that I really think about it. When you look at these shows, you see the different instances of the family being able to sit down and actually talk to one another. And what I want to definitely show, if we can go back to just a small piece here, if you notice how they were all sitting down at the table and they were there playing a game. Like, indeed, we didn't have cell phones and social media and things like that back then, but just being able to see the families getting together. And I tell you what, we'll even take it a step for further. Seeing Black families on TV like this is almost an anomaly right now because we're so used to seeing drama online. But how convenient would it be? And look at them. I think they're looks like they're playing Monopoly there in that scene. But families have to get back together like this. You have the father here, Uncle Phil. You got the mother, Vivian. She was an astounding college professor. And you have Uncle Phil, who was an attorney, and then he was, I believe, in one episode going to be a judge. You have Ashley, who's intelligent. You got Carlton, who's intelligent. You have Uncle Phil, who took his nephew under his wing because his mom sent him out. Of course, you all know that whole story. And just being able to see them sit down here in this scene was just so nice, because you don't see this a lot on the sitcoms that we have on, because everybody's eating in their room and all that other stuff. But I thought that you all would probably like that particular scene there. And of course, your boy Will had to have his homie Jazz there with him, because Jazz is ready to crash out and fight for him in the scene. But it was just so funny. And then the life moment lesson in court. So Will learned an important lesson: buy insurance when you get you a car, right? But people, that's all I want to definitely jump into today on today's episode. Like I was saying, it's most definitely a beautiful thing, and we definitely appreciate this. And the thing is here, we cannot ignore the poetic detail that they place on this, because you have Malcolm-Jamal Warner, who was once the son of TV's most iconic Black female attorneys, step into the same world, but this time is in his courtroom. And so once again, condolences go out to Malcolm-Jamal Warner's family. They're definitely in our prayers. Like, listen, subscribe to the channel, OrioOlive.com. Look forward to bringing more content to you also.